Chapter 19. The first time to kill, do it simply. Not only the three of them were stunned, but Ningyi was also stunned. With wide eyes and small mouth open, I couldn't believe it. It looked really cute. She had seen Lin Moyu's skeleton warrior today. The skeleton warrior, who is only level 10, still has many cracks all over his body, and the weapons in his hands are also dilapidated. It looks like it is vulnerable. How could it be so strong? The mage's level 20 skills can't even hurt it. Neither the archer's 3 consecutive balls nor the knight's charge can cause damage to it. Is this really a level 10 summon? Strong is a bit too much. In quantity. Groups of flames lit up in the dark night, and skeleton warriors appeared silently, surrounding them. Lin Moyu didn't talk much. He walked back to Ningyi with killing intent in his eyes. Kill! With a thought, the skeleton warrior immediately started. The mage's face changed drastically, his staff shook, and a shield appeared on his body. Energy shield. Mage's signature skill. The higher the level of the mage, the stronger the skills, and the stronger the energy shield. It is said that those god-level mages are safe and sound under the strike of the forbidden spell with their shields. Mages have low agility and slow movement speed, so they cannot be as flexible as archers. And now, surrounded by skeleton warriors, there is no room for him to dodge. The skeleton warrior raised his knife and dropped it, and the energy shield suddenly twisted violently. The mage's face changed drastically, and his energy shield was almost broken with just one blow. What are the attributes of these skeletons, and their attack power is so terrifying? There was no time for him to think about it, and the knife of the second skeleton warrior also fell. The energy shield shattered at the sound, turning into thousands of stars and dissipating. Resist the ring of fire. The mage released a skill again, and a huge ring of fire erupted, and several nearby skeletons were pushed more than 10 meters away by the ring of fire. Before he could be happy for a second, his eyes went dark, and 2 skeletons had jumped to the top of his head. He was never given a chance to use his skills again. The knife flashed, and the mage's head shot up into the sky. In less than 2 seconds, the mage died. The archer was also being chased by the skeleton warrior at this time, very embarrassed. Witnessing the mage being killed with his own eyes, his eyes were full of fear. He is much more flexible than a mage, but he is still much worse than a skeleton warrior whose agility is as high as 3,000 points. He kept using his evasion skills, trying to get out of the siege of the skeleton warriors. It's a pity that the hard work time and time again has finally come to naught. As the skeleton warrior pressed closer, the space for him to maneuver became smaller and smaller. Compared with the dead mage and the dying archer, the situation of the knight is much better. The knight glowed like a light bulb, launching his charging skills again and again and running towards the distance. This layer of light is stronger than the mage's energy shield, protecting him firmly. Even if the skeleton warrior's knife fell on him, it couldn't hurt him. It's extreme defense. I didn't expect this knight to master this skill. Lin Moyu thought of the knowledge of this skill. This is one of the core skills of a knight. Once activated, the defense will become extremely strong for a short time. I don't know exactly how strong it is, but someone has tried it. A level 20 knight can withstand the attack of a level 40 mage while using his ultimate defense. Although it can only be tolerated, it is enough to show how strong the ultimate defense skills are. A knight who has mastered ultimate defense and a knight who has not mastered extreme defense are like 2 professions. However, extreme defense is not such an easy skill to learn. There is no corresponding skill book, so you can only learn it with skill scrolls. There is a lot of randomness. The knight fled frantically against the limit defense. There was a scream behind him, and he knew that the archer was also dead. The mage and the archer died together, and he was completely frightened. How could these skeleton warriors be so terrifying? If I had known earlier, he wouldn't have come. It's not worth losing my life for an intermediate skill scroll. Use skills. Block him, don't let him escape. Lin Moyu gave the order. It is impossible for him to let the knight escape. Since he killed him, he will kill him clean. A red light appeared from the skeleton warrior's knife at the same time. Furious blow. Deals 200% damage to the target. Skeleton warriors with a strength of 3,000 points doubled their damage immediately after using their skills. Also use skills. The ghosts of the knights and the skeleton warriors are scary enough, but they can still use skills, which is against the sky. The broadsword flashing red fell on the knight. The white light on the knight suddenly dimmed a lot. Then the second time, the third time. The ultimate defense lasts for 1 minute, which is when there is no attack. The more intense the attack is, the shorter the duration of ultimate defense will be. Skeleton warriors desperately came up to activate their skills, and the duration of the ultimate defense was shortening sharply. Moreover, more skeleton warriors had surrounded them, cutting off the knight's retreat. Very hopeless. 10 seconds later, the knight was dismembered by the skeleton warrior with unwillingness. Either don't do it, and don't be soft-handed if you do it. This is what Lin Moyu told Lin Moyu, and Lin Moyu did the same. They're all dead? Ningyi has not reacted yet. From the beginning to the end of the battle, it took about 20 seconds before and after. All three have been killed. But the instigator didn't even move, just stood here. Lin Moyu nodded. Ningyi was right, they were all dead. The skeleton warrior ran back, holding a lot of things. After the professional dies, the things in the storage space will fall out. The skeleton warrior picked them all up. Bronze level Carmen staff, spirit plus 20, can increase the power of mage skills by 5%, available after level 18. Bronze level Carmen war bow, agility plus 20, increases the power of bow and arrow skills by 5%, available after level 18. Bronze level Cayman sword, strength plus 10, constitution plus 10, increase the power of offensive skills by 5%, available after level 18. Bronze level Carmen's shield, constitution plus 20, increase the effect of defensive skills by 5%, available after level 18. Chapter 20 New skill, corpse explosion. 4 pieces of weapons and equipment are neatly placed in front of them. A bronze level weapon, with a bluish-white light shining on the weapon, which is somewhat similar to the luster on the skeleton warrior. Ningyi said, these are all weapons obtained from the copy of the Cayman Orc Legion. Lin Moyu was a little puzzled, he had never heard of this dungeon. Ningyi saw that Lin Moyu didn't understand, and continued to explain, the Cayman Orc Legion dungeon is a level 20 dungeon outside Shanghai City, and the 3 of them often make dungeons there. Lin Moyu nodded. These 4 pieces of bronze level equipment are useless to him, but they can be sold for some money. He unceremoniously put away the 4 pieces of bronze equipment. Ningyi didn't say anything about it. There are still some materials left, such as wolf skins, animal bones, and young grass, which are not too many. Lin Moyu accepted all of them without hesitation. No matter how small a mosquito is, it is still meat and can be sold for money. Once you've put away your weaponry and materials, there's only one thing left. Primary skill scroll. Introduction, skills below level 20 can be obtained, and it is possible to obtain learned skills. Unexpectedly, it turned out to be a primary skill scroll. This scroll is worth 100,000 gold coins, which is very valuable. Lin Moyu held the scroll and was considering whether to use it himself or sell it for money. Ningyi asked, you haven't used the primary skill scroll yet, have you? Lin Moyu nodded, it really didn't work. Then you can use it. Although there is a chance to acquire the skills you have learned, you may also learn new skills. No, you don't want to sell money, do you? Are you so short of money? A basic skill scroll, it's not a high-level scroll, it's not worth a lot of money. In Ningyi's mouth, 100,000 gold coins didn't seem like much money. Evidently she came from a very extraordinary family. Lin Moyu held the skill scroll. How to use it? Ningyi giggled, it's very simple, you just hold the scroll and say to use it. Lin Moyu didn't doubt it, just took it and did it. Use. The scroll didn't move. Ningyi said, oh, That's not right, you didn't speak loudly enough, you have to speak loudly to use it. Lin Moyu looked at her and didn't try a second time. He has never used it, but he is not stupid. What sound is too small? I don't believe it at all. Lin Moyu guessed how to use it when he was there, and directly activated the skill scroll with mental power. Ningyi was looking at Lin Moyu expectantly, waiting for him to call out the word use. But Lin Moyu never barked. Suddenly, the skill scroll burst into brilliant light and enveloped Lin Moyu. Ningyi let out a sound of disappointment. You found out. She wanted to tease Lin Moyu, but Lin Moyu found the correct way to use it. Very failed. The skill scroll turned into a ball of light and enveloped Lin Moyu. Acquired skill, Corpse Burst. Corpse Burst, Level 1, detonate the corpse, and cause damage equal to 10% of the corpse's HP to enemies within 1 meter. Gained a new skill, and the scroll was not wasted. Corpse Burst is currently at level 1, which means it is a skill that can only be mastered at level 10. Looking at the skill introduction again, it seems that there is nothing outstanding at first glance. The range is only 1 meter, what is 1 meter enough for? It's too small. And the power is caused by the life value of the corpse. Lin Moyu can understand the life value of this corpse. In the eyes of the Necromancer, the corpse is also alive. Its life comes from flesh and blood, from bones, and even from soul. Even if you are dead, the life value in the corpse will not be less than when you were alive. Just like some strong people, the corpses will not rot for thousands of years after death, and they will continue to emit huge energy. But Lin Moyu saw different information from it. This is a group attack skill. If he faces thousands of enemies, he can't rely on skeleton warriors to cut them one by one. That's too slow too. Only one enemy is killed at this time. Then he detonates the corpse, killing enemies within the skill range. Another enemy was blown to death and formed a corpse again. You can continue to detonate the corpses, one after another. As long as the mental power is not empty, the skills will not stop. Coupled with his talent, is the range of 1 meter a problem? Now it has reached 20 meters, and the lethality has reached 200%. Another magical skill. As long as one's own talent exists, one's own skills are almost all divine skills. The scroll light dissipated. Ningyi blinked her big eyes, looking expectant. How is it? Have you learned any new skills? Learned. Lin Moyu didn't blame Ningyi for teasing him just now. Ningyi is just playful and mischievous, he is not so stingy as a big man. Ningyi smiled happily. You have a nice voice, why don't you like talking? It's such a pity. Lin Moyu looked at her. This woman seemed different from those girls in his school. Very lively and playful. Your voice is nice too. Lin Moyu is a rare compliment. It's not that he doesn't want to talk, it's just that he doesn't want to talk nonsense. In front of his sister Lin Mohan and grandma, he talked a lot. Ningyi looked very happy, and said with a giggle, thank you for the compliment, I also know that my voice is very nice. For the sake of saving Miss Ben and praising Miss Ben, I will give you this thing. Speaking of which, Ningyi took out a box and stuffed it directly into Lin Moyu's hand. Intermediate Skill Scroll, Introduction, skills between level 40 and level 70 can be awakened, and it is possible to obtain learned skills. In the exchange, the price of an intermediate skill scroll can be as high as 10 million gold coins, which is 100 times that of a primary skill scroll. It is expensive and precious. At least for the current Lin Moyu, it is a sky-high price. Ningyi said that the person who chased her down was also for this scroll. How to say send it.